Carpentry and antiques are my passions. Through the years, I have amassed various collections as well as useful woodworking skills. I have learned that just by keeping your eyes open while earning a living, you can learn a lot. I'm always looking for ways to do things differently and deviate from what's conventional. Join me on a journey of education and entertainment through projects and adventures. My name is Tischler, and welcome to my channel. Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 9 of the Passive House series. In this episode, we are going to be insulating using the cellulose insulation you see behind me. It's going to be dense packed into the wall cavities using our Kerrobert 575 insulation blower. But first, I just want to start out by answering a question that I've been getting a lot lately. And that question is this going to be my house? And the answer to that is no. I wish this was my house, but it's not. The company I work for, Agora Construction, we are building this house for a client. So just to clarify any confusion that you may have had there, that's what's happening with this house. And just in case you want more information on this house, we did an intro before we even started the project. I know I've got a lot of new subscribers and people following along with the series since then. So if I can figure out how to do it, I'll put an annotation wherever they go. But you can go check that out. Colin, my boss, he explains it very well. So if you have any questions about Passive House or anything like that, most of what you need to know is explained in that quick intro. So today we're gonna start doing some stuff in the crawl space. It might look like I'm filming on my GoPro, but I'm actually not. I got the new iPhone 11 Pro, and that has a wide angle feature. You can actually change it while it's recording. So that's normal phone record mode, and then you can go to the wide angle. So that's gonna be really handy for doing these videos, because to be perfectly honest, I hate the GoPro. I'm just not smart enough to use it, I don't know. But yeah, I brought the wobble light down here, so I'll plug that in. And we'll have light down here, and then we'll start putting the Mento underneath so it'll have backing so we can insulate the floor. Okay, so I got the wobble light set up, cord running to the generator in the garage, and some of the Mento laid out. So that's gonna get stapled there and taped to the beam. And yeah, we'll get going on this. Okay, so we got the Mento up on the ceiling, I guess you could call it, of the crawl space. Attached it to the eye joists. And now we just got to do a little bit of taping, cut some of the flaps back. But yeah, then we will use the strapping that we have stockpiled down here and either go 2 or 3 feet on center. We'll make a determination on that later just to kind of see. But yeah. So today we are going to start insulating the house. And how we insulate this house is we use what's called cellulose insulation, which is basically, if you don't know, just shredded up, recycled newspaper essentially. And we're using a Kerrobert 575 blower. It's pretty much the highest powered cellulose blower that can fit through a standard doorway. So we got all the cellulose stockpiled in the garage here, quite a bit, and we'll just have Adam feeding the blower and I'll be running the hose. So we did a couple test holes just to make sure it'll work, and I think we got it figured out. And the thing that makes this easier is the KD3 nozzle. This is a special nozzle for dense packing. So you drill a hole and that fits in there, and these perforations here allow the air, because when you're blowing in there, the air that's in the cavity's got to go somewhere. So those perforations allow the air to travel into that bag and filter it, so there's very little dust. All the stuff that's here is just kind of a trial run, but I think now that we got it figured out, we can eliminate a lot of that dust. So I'll show you some of the process of insulating, and we'll carry on from here. Okay, so here's a demo of insulating. So the blower's got a controller, and I just tuck that in the pouch of my overalls there. And then we drill our hole, and just do them one at a time because the air pressure will defeat the purpose of this KD3 nozzle. So here we go. And yeah, it's a pretty easy job. You just stand here and turn this, change the direction that it blows. You can see over here the air pressure is kind of coming out that hole, but not too bad. It's keeping the dust down really well, actually. I've insulated without this nozzle before, and the dust is just unbearable. You need a respirator. Out here, there's virtually no dust. You can breathe just fine. And you kind of get a feeling of when it starts to pack, and when it's really dense, the machine will just kind of give out, and that's when you know it's done. I can tell it's getting full. Got a little bit of debris in it. Twist it a little bit to really pack it in everywhere. Don't want to leave any void spots. And there. Just leave that in there because the pressure is still building. And then our next cavity will probably be over here, so I'll drill this hole. Okay, so Adam and I switched jobs here so I can show you the demonstration of how to put the bales in. Okay, go ahead. quick insulation update. We got this wall finished, this wall, and that wall done. So I don't know if I showed this before, but when this goes in here, it's really firm, it's packed pretty dense. So that will make it so it won't allow it to settle. So it'll always stay packed up to the ceiling, because people usually have questions about like loose fill insulation, is that it's gonna settle, but this stuff won't settle. And if we come to the outside, you can see on the Mento, it's like a nice pillow. It just looks like it's gonna be warm. Feels nice and soft, like a firm pillow mattress almost. So that's basically where we are right now. We'll come back tomorrow and keep going. The machine's working good. Chews the bales up really nicely. It's a really nice way to insulate. Okay, so we just finished the insulation in the walls. Now we're just working on insulating the headers. And then after that, we're gonna start on the floor. So I think that'll be a little easier because we won't have to be climbing a ladder all the time. So see how that goes. Okay, so here we are insulating the floor. We were just experimenting a little bit to try and find the best way to fill the floor. We originally tried trying to use the KD3 nozzle just in one hole, but that I figured it wouldn't work, and it didn't. It only dense packed to maybe 5 or 6 feet past the hole, and then the rest was all just loose. So then we had an idea of just cutting out a bigger hole in the center and just doing it the old-fashioned way, shove the hose all the way down. But again, that didn't really dense pack it to what we wanted to. And we didn't really want to have to drill all these holes in the floor, because now we're gonna have a whole bunch of holes. But this is the only way that we can really get it to work, is a hole every 4 feet and then just fill with the KD3. So it's time consuming, but it works, and we want to get it consistent density throughout to match the walls so it all functions properly as one. So we'll just take our time with this and continue on. Okay, so this method of drilling a hole every 4 feet is working really well. It's packing very consistently. It takes about 25 minutes per cavity to go from one end to the other, and they're 16-inch cavities, so we got a ways to go yet, but it's working, that's what matters. So let's go have a look in the crawl space, and I'll just kind of show you what it looks like from under there when it's packed full of insulation. Similar to the walls. I don't know. Yeah, I showed the walls already. I love this wide lens on my phone. Looks like the GoPro, but it isn't. Now I probably don't have a light down here. Okay, I had to cut the video to turn on the light, but it is packing it very consistently. It's nice and firm the whole way. All the way down here. This is how I check to make sure it's working, is just come down here and make sure right at the ends and everything it's all firm. So at least with having a crawl space, you can come down and actually check to make sure it's working. So I think I'm gonna leave it there for episode 9. Please remember to subscribe and follow along with the Passive House series. We'll be back here next week for episode 10. I'm not too sure what we're going to be doing, but you'll find out in the next episode, I guess. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.